Hi everyone, today I am going to show you how to make these really pretty Sixth Musical inspired woven tux hairbows. Now with this you will need some specific tools in order to achieve this, and I've got my glass measurement cutting board, but you can use a standard glass cutting board as long as it's tempered glass and can handle heat, and also a wood burning tool. Mine comes on this little stand, and I've got this very specific edge on mine just so you can see. So it's in my hand, so it's this particular one, and you want one that heats up to at least sort of 320, if not more, in temperature. This is what you need. And for this one, excuse the dust, I've just changed that and got some dust all over my thing. You need 12 inches or 30 centimetres of 3-inch ribbon, and 8 10 centimetres or 4 inches of 9mm ribbon, and that's for the centre a bit, and also your tools. So like I said, just going to move this out of the way. The other key component is a straight metal ruler, and I have folded my 3-inch piece in half and heat sealed with my hair straighteners, but you can heat seal a piece in here. This is just to start your beginning point to work out where you sort of want to get your lines across so you can weave. But the other thing that I do is I have these curl clips here, and before I start, just so I can work out the middle, is I use my clips and do a centimetre overlap here in the middle, and then using my line up, centre that over that crease there, and move my clips across. Again, make sure it's all lined up evenly, because that's the main thing. You want your lines to be accurate. And then what I do is take my finger from the heat from my finger, because I don't want it to be a permanent crease, because it will make the bow look nicer in the end, is just use them to make creases either side, so I know where to do my cuts and where to stop my cuts with the ruler. So I can now take those clips out of the way, and I like to get it centered on my board. There we go. Then we're going to take our metal ruler, and you want to go, to start with, about 1 centimetre down. So let me just take my little ruler so you can see. About a cm down, roughly. And you don't want to go right to the centre, and you don't want to go right to your edges. The other thing I do, because I'm terrible visually keeping track, is if I want to better have an understanding, is this is just a fabric marker. Excuse me, I had it in my mouth, the lid in my mouth. So what I do is I do visual lines, so that's where my points are to finish, and I want my cuts to be no wider than those centre ones, so you can sort of, so we want our cuts to be in between there, so we want them to be about, let's just make that a little bit longer, so we want them to be 1 centimetre away from the edges here, and 1 centimetre away from the middle, so that we're not going too far either side and they're sort of even. You can use a ruler, I just prefer to sort of do this way, it's a bit quicker and makes it a little bit easier. And then I use a point, like I said, it's angled, I've just put a fresh one on, and what you want to do is do a nice clear line where you can feel the cutting board underneath, lift it up so you're not going all the way through, and then restart from your start point again, right against the ruler, right to your cut off point, that side. And then you want to go down, make sure your ribbon's still in alignment and you're not sort of scooching that as well. You want to go down about another centimetre. You'll end up with about 9 lines, but just keep going down about a centimetre at a time and try and keep your lines as crisp as possible. You will occasionally do a little smudge. Don't worry too much because it'll be hidden, because this is like the back part of the bow. So if you get the occasional little bit of plastic or like a little bit of rough edge, it'll be hidden away. So don't be overly concerned, just be as careful as possible. And this one is a little bit time consuming, but it is worth it for the results. And as you can see, I have done Aragon, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves, Howard and Parr, and I've got Survived, Beheaded, Died, Survived, Beheaded, Survived. Had to write it down so I could remember, because I'm terrible at that one, unless I sing the horrible history song, and you don't want to listen to me do that. Singing was never my best thing at school. I used to sit at the back of choir and pretend that basically I was lip syncing and hope that nobody paid attention to me. Bit like now. Do my tutorials, but hoping people don't pay too much attention to me directly. Strange little creature I am sometimes. Hey, coming back with a complex tutorial to have some fun for the more advanced ones among you. And like I said, the other thing is these are 6 inspired, but you could do like rainbow or any other combination and they'd still be equally as pretty. It's just, like I said, one of my sister's friends asked me specifically for 6 because she's going to see them shortly in June, and she wanted both of her girls. One's got Boleyn. Hold on, which one's pink? Green for Boleyn and pink for Howard. And while I was doing that, I thought to myself, if I'm doing one of them or 2 of them, I may as well do all 6, because, well, like I said, I want to get an idea in my head. So what you do is you've got all your lines cut, and as you can see, we've gone all the way through. This is what I was talking about, where you get a little bit of a less clean, but like I said, don't worry because it will be hidden. But you've got nice clear lines, and then what we do is we take a ribbon, or 8 pieces of 10 centimetres, and you start from above, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. If you ever get that where it's sort of slightly together, just give it a little nudge and it will come apart. And then you do the opposite way. So we've gone over that one, so on the second one we go under, over, and then you just repeat on this side. And again, start your next one over, under. And I'd say this is editing magic, but it's not, it's just me pressing pause and finishing the last bit. And here's one I weaved earlier. Well, actually that I did off camera to save you being bored by the experience. But as you can see, under, over, under, over, under, over, and you just repeat that for both sides, 4 on each side. And this is what you're left with. Now the bit that actually makes this whole design work is we've made the ribbon a little bit shorter than it is by heat sealing right across the top and right across the bottom, so that we're sealing these bits of ribbon in. So what I like to do is sort of give them a little tweak so they're all sort of level on both ends. And then what we do is we flip it like this. Take your ruler again. You only want to go, we don't want to be taking off huge amounts of ribbon off the width of the 3 inch. So what you do is you go about literally a matter of millimetres. So we sort of only want to go about 3 millimeters. Now use your hand and use as much strength as possible, because this is what will help you get you the clear cut, is keep your strength on there. Make sure your angle is this way. And you want to go all the way down, all the way across. Like I said, keep your pressure all the way across there, and then this will come away like this and seal the top. Put that in the bin, and then we're going to flip this over and we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Again, we don't want to go masses in, you literally want to go millimeters. It is purely to seal these ends into the ribbon nicely and still make it look like a nice clean finish like it would on a normal ribbon. So make sure you've got a lot of pressure right from the top. This is why you need your glass cutting board and your metal ruler, so it still looks all nice and there's no melty, tacky looking edges. And again, and you have got really, really pretty, all nicely sealed in there. And then what I do is, depending on which way you like the look of it, you can do either side. Just fold them in half. Take your ruler. I take about 1 centimetre off, but I do this to seal it like that. Okay, and then fold it so that it meets that join we've just done with our crease in the centre. And what I like to do is press this down, and for a pinch, do a little tiny tap with the heat seal tool at the top and at the bottom, and this will just hold everything in place while we're doing the pinches. And then let me just take that out of the way because we don't want that. There we go. So we are going to, with the woven side down, pinch this up so everything lines up like this, and then you want to pinch back against your thumb, flip it over so you lined up again, down, back again. And if we're using our heat sealing tool to seal everything off, we may as well heat seal the centre the same way. So I take my curling clip again, right over my line so I know it's completely centred and that all my peaks are even on front and back. And then you can take your tool. You can glue in between instead if you would like, or even sew. Like I said, it's just if we're using a wood burning tool. Give it a second to hold, and then wiggle that off, and as you can see, that's nicely sealed together. Alligator clip, a little bit of glue on the back, glue that on, and then I did some nice knotted centres for this, so you need sort of, I'd say about 8 centimetres, and then take it and make this fish loop like this, and from your fish loop pull up and twist down like this. You get a really nice knot, and then I do a drop of glue on the back here on the flat side, not too much, and then place that over your centre like this. And then with our lighter we are going to heat seal both the ends there, excuse the shakiness. And then we're going to take our glue, a little bit here, open the clip, wrap it round, a little bit of glue there. Wrap it round, and there we go. We have got a hand woven 6 inspired tux bow, and as I said, we have got gold for Aragon, we have got green for Boleyn, white for Seymour, red for Cleves, pink for Howard, double pink now, and this one is royal for Parr, but you could probably get away with navy, depends on, like I said, which ones you think are more the musical type colours, because I know there's lots of alternatives that have the different outfits, but these were like the main cast and like the most traditional versions of the colours that I could find. But like I said, thank you for watching, hopefully you found this interesting, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!